Hey guys, it's Matt with Doug Andrews Distributing. Today we're going to be talking about who to call in what situation. I know sometimes this can be kind of confusing. I mean, you have unique situations. I'm not going to touch on every one of them, but for just the usual stuff you're going to come across, I just wanted to quickly hit who to talk to in those kind of more common situations. So I'm just going to run down real quick and talk a little bit about who you're probably going to be talking with. So you have some very specific people within the company that you probably talk to fairly often. The first is probably dispatch. So dispatch is going to be your main point of contact. Everybody has a driver manager. Your driver manager is going to be the one who's talking to you the most often. So they're going to be the ones that can help you with things like lumper checks, load information, if you need to adjust a delivery, if you're going to be late, if you're having a hard time finding empty trailers in the yard, dispatch can tell you where they think some have been dropped. And even things like, if maybe your fuel card stops working, or you think it's supposed to be able to do something that it's not, you can always talk to your dispatcher and they can help you with that. And then they're also the ones, if you're curious about where you are as far as your miles, your fuel mileage, bonuses, those kind of things, that's going to be all dispatch. Dispatch will be able to help you out. Another one that you'll probably talk to, hopefully not as often as dispatch, is safety. They'll contact you for different things, ongoing training, safety videos, that kind of stuff. But you'll want to keep their number handy just in case you ever run into something on the road, either whether it's your fault, somebody else's fault, any kind of accident, damage, anything like that. They're going to be the first point of contact as far as talking to them about what's happened and kind of get your side of the story on those things. The next one, so I would say this one, outside service, is probably who you're going to be talking to just almost as often as dispatch. It seems like drivers always have a question that, just needs some help from the shop. So yeah, outside service is going to be able to answer things. Like in the instance before where I mentioned, if you get in an accident or something like that, the first call is going to be to safety, but then you're also going to want to talk to the shop to get us involved to help you if you need to be towed somewhere or something needs to be repaired on the road. Outside service is who you're going to talk to work through that. Winter's coming, situations where like maybe you're stuck in a parking lot or on the side of the road, you've tried to chain up but you're just stuck. Call outside service and they can call out a tow truck for you. Run of the mill stuff. I mean, occasionally you'll have like check engine lights or what we call a mill light, a malfunction indicator light. If any of those ever come on your truck, you'll be calling outside service to kind of see what they want you to do with that. Or I've had, people have a hard time with their pins not sucking in when they're trying to move the tandems on a reefer trailer. All of that kind of stuff, you're going to want to talk to outside service. And the same thing with your onboard computer, the Qualcomm right now. If you're having issues with that, again, outside service can help you. Generally, they can just do a remote reboot, and that takes care of the problem pretty quickly. So that's outside service. You also have occasionally you'll talk to Rael, who's our gal that's over short and damaged is what we call the department. Basically that's if you have some product on the truck that's rejected or damaged or something and they want to make a note of it, you're going to be talking to her. You'll probably talk to your dispatcher and then they'll put you over to her so that they can get all the information for that claim. There are instances, I always recommend this. If you're going to a receiver that you've never been to before, I recommend giving them a call and asking them what's the best way to get into their facility. Almost always there's a contact number in your load information to get a hold of somebody at the receiver. And it's a good idea to call them if you're not familiar with that location. Another one is licensing. So, we went over in another video, we went over permit books. In your permit book, hopefully you're looking over that at least occasionally. And if you see any permits coming up due, or if you have any questions, we also deal with pre-pass, which is your transponder for bypassing scales, or your transponders for toll roads. Any of that stuff, we can help in licensing. So that's who you want to talk to. And then same thing, if you ever get hung up at a port or something and they think you need a permit that you don't have, you can always just give us a call and we can help you either convince them that you don't really need it or find the permit and get it for you. We've mentioned a little bit about outside service. We also have an inside service line. This would be the number you would call if, say, you left your truck for service here at our shop and you're just wondering if it's done, or if you have questions, or if you forgot to add something to your shop write-up. You're going to want to talk to inside service. That's probably the main reason why you would contact them. And then there's a few people within the shop, myself and my boss, John, that sometimes you might want to talk to. John, you'd talk to about, if you want to order a 1,000,000-mile truck. He deals with that primarily. And then me, I do a lot of just kind of odds and ends. If your satellite radio's not working, I can help you out with that. If you want extra stickers for your truck, generally I order that stuff. If you decide to option satellite TV, I can help you get set up with that as well. Just those kind of things. So, like I said, this isn't meant to be, in every situation, this is who you call, but just kind of an overview of who to call when some of these more common things happen. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks.